Hi everyone, this is Jess and I am here again with another scrapbook process video using the supplies that I pulled out for the kit that the video is previous on the channel. I will link that video to all of these videos, but as I am filming and editing these and uploading, that video has not gone live yet, so I don't know if I can add the link for it on the videos when it's not up live on my channel yet. Right now it's scheduled to go on my channel, if that makes sense. If you know how YouTube works, you'll understand. So this layout I created using the kit that I put together. This is layout number 2. I think I've made, this is the second one, I think. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I think it's layout 2. So for this layout, I am following, I wouldn't really call it a sketch, but I'm following a layout that I found on Pinterest. Sorry, I showed it to you at the beginning of this video. And if anybody is interested, this is one of my trimmers. I just happen to have it sitting beside me while I am creating these videos. I'm cutting these little strips of paper down to 1.5 inches by 6 inches. However, when I was doing that, somehow I didn't quite measure them all at 6 inches. They're ever so slightly different measurements. I don't know how that happened, but that I just put them down anyways. Sorry, I keep feeling like I have to cough. Also for this layout, the 1.5 inches wide is a little too wide. So I'm going with the gray background. That's because the picture is blue, so I didn't really want to put it on the blue. And I had yellow paper, like paper strips, so I didn't want to put the yellow on the yellow background. So I decided to go with gray. I am going to use that yellow paper for the next layout, I believe. It's right behind me. Yes, it is going on the next layout. So I am going to be inking all of the paper strips with black distress ink. I do not do it on camera because it would just be boring to watch. So I'm showing you how I'm going to lay out everything. This is a really simple layout. It actually is almost hard for me because it's so simple. So I've inked all of the edges of everything, and then I'm just going to start gluing stuff down. I did use black distress ink. I did find my distress inks recently. They were still packed from when I went to an event, so I was very happy that I found them. Well, I found my black one. I still have no idea where my brown one is, but I have other brown dye ink that I can use to ink edges. See, somehow that yellow paper is shorter than the other ones. I don't know, but it's fine. I was put down yesterday. And also in this video, you might know that might notice that my lighting is different. I brought over my desk lamp from my other desk. I do have an alt light that I use at my other desk. I have 2 desks, one for filming and one for just normal scrapbooking. My filming desk turns into a friend desk if I have anybody over to scrapbook. But yes, so I am going to use a couple of viewfinders on this layout. Let me just grab my layout and I can tell you. Yes, I use a couple viewfinders from Nicole Jones 911. You can purchase them on her shop website page. If you go to her YouTube channel, you can find the link over to her website. I never have good luck just Google searching it. Like Nicole Jones 911 shop. I never find it that way. I always just go to her YouTube page and then go from there. So I'm using 2 viewfinders. Those are the 1.5 inch size, and I have a 1.5 inch circle punch, and my circle punch cuts it with a bit of a halo around the outside. So I think it just depends on what manufacturing, like what company makes the circle punch. Mine is, I think it's an EK Success one, but it's made for Stampin' Up. So I don't know if that makes a difference. That arrow branding strip actually came off of the gray pattern paper. It's just the branding strip from the bottom, but I liked it because the colors really matched that striped pattern paper in the middle without being like too, like I wanted something different at the top of the layout, but colorful, because the piece at the bottom just has kind of like a watercolor effect inside the anchors. They're blue, but they look like a watercolor wash. And so here I'm going to stamp the word enjoy. This came from I think it's Echo Park. It might be Cartabella, but it's the same company. And I'm sorry it's off camera, but I can't see it if I don't bring it off camera. That's a stamp. I found it in my warehouse box that I bought like 2 years ago. So I'm just cutting this out by hand, and I've got to say, this is probably the best cutting out of a circle I've ever done. I didn't worry too much about the top because I knew that I was going to tuck the edge, like I was going to tuck it in under somewhere. So I wasn't too worried about the top not being cut properly. I just wanted the bottom to be cut properly. And as I'm looking at this layout right now, I realize that I just don't ink the edges of that circle label. That circle is also from a Nicole Jones printable that you can purchase. It comes on the sheet of labels, and it's the same color as the viewfinders. So I am going to add some more things in. I pull out a Heidi Swap pink tag or label, depending on what you want to call it. I just cut it in half so I can put half at the top and half at the bottom. And I've got to be honest, I'm looking at my layout and you really can't see the part that I tucked in at the bottom there. I mean, it looks nice like that, but I'm going to add a lot more stuff on top of it. And you really don't see much of it when I'm finished adding stuff. I add one little word strip out of that sticker book from Schmel. That's the Little by Little sticker book. It's old. I found it in my collection recently, and I was like, hey, I should use these. I still have quite a bit left, but a lot of the stuff that's in there isn't really stuff that I would, it's still there because it's not things that I really would add. I had a little tiny tab up at the top that says memory. And I find this foam word that says fun on my desk. It's from a Scrapbook and Cards Today sample package. I just have the one word from that in that gold color, and I thought, hey, I should just use this. So I put fun on here. The picture is of a wakeboarding facility in Dundee, in Scotland. I looked and I couldn't find any other pictures of people actually wakeboarding. I don't know if I just didn't take any, if we just watched them do the wakeboarding and didn't take any pictures. It's possible, but I couldn't find any, and my husband couldn't find any on his phone either, so this is what I have. I have one picture just of the facility set up. So I write in the journaling about how, you know, we sat and watched the people actually wakeboarding while we're doing this. So I am going to cut out 2 butterflies from the Vicky Bouton pattern paper. I don't cut the antenna out. I just cut them right off because I can't be bothered to cut around that little itty bitty stems. It would drive me crazy. So I'm going to cut out a pink one and an aqua one, and put them at the 2 different spots on the layout. Oh, I'm just noticing that some of my stuff that I stuck down isn't actually stuck down. I'm going to have to go back and fix that when I'm done with editing. I'm using the Tim Holtz, or I'm not sure if Tonic, Tim Holtz 4 Tonic. Does that make more sense? Scissors. They're my favorite scissors. I have the big ones, the medium ones, and the little itty bitty ones. I don't use the tiny ones very much. I use the large ones and the medium ones the most. Here I'm trying to decide what I want to listen to, and I'm like, yeah, I'll listen to some Blink-182. So I will put Blink-182 on eventually, apparently. It took me a long time to decide what I wanted to listen to. The glitter enamel hearts, yes, hearts, they are from a Chamel enamel dot package. I think those are the Glitter Girl version. She did them in a couple different collections. Those are the big ones, and I think they came in the Glitter Girl collection. I'm not sure. I think it was Glitter Girl. So this butterfly is going to go around and around until I finally figure out where to put it. I was like, oh, maybe it'll go here. But then I couldn't figure out how to get it so that I wasn't covering up the stamping or covering up too much of where the U and the N meets the bottom there. So it just goes over to the side, which is fine. I like where it ends up. And then I am going to attach a couple chipboard flowers to the page, just to add a little bit something that's not paper, essentially. And then at the final step that I'm going to do is add some Heidi Swap Gold Color Shine onto this layout, and then it will be finished. I think that's all I add. Yeah, I do cover up my photo. Oh, I'm going to add my journaling too, but how we watched the wakeboarders from our hotel room. I cover up my photo before I put the gold mist on because I had an issue with that a couple days ago. So that is all I do with this layout. The very last thing I do is splash some gold color shine on in the two grouping areas. Actually, looks like one of them didn't dry all the way. It's still sticky. I've never had that before. Must be this paper, like the paper that it fell on. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow with another layout. Bye.